bookmarks, and to do these I made 3 versions, which you will see. I used images from within Cricut Design Space, and the first one I used was a chick for the Easter theme, and it's just a question of going through and finding one that you like the look of. I knew I wanted to make this from felt, so I wanted cut files. So if I go in there and choose just cut, it reduces the number I have to go through to find one that I like. Okay, so I've chosen 2 chick designs to try. The one I used for my mock-up just to see if it would work, and then I cut from felt, can't be found now, and that I find is quite typical in Cricut Design Space. You find something, you find an image, try and find it again, especially when it's Easter themed and there's so much content going on that you can't find it. But I'm not really that concerned, because the one I used when it came to cutting him out of felt actually cut his little legs off on one of the layers. So you will see one of the children's bookmarks I show you in a little while, and he just doesn't have his little legs on. So that was a lesson learned, really, in terms of using felt. And when I look at these 2 that I've chosen now, I'm thinking this I could have a similar problem with, because when you look how tiny those pieces are, if we ungroup them and take those, once they're cut from felt, even if I make this, him a little bit bigger, attaching those back on here, felt isn't the greatest thing at taking glue and so on to stick together. So, having learned last time, I'm going to leave that with little pieces and instead look at my little chick here. Let's turn that back on. I should have deleted that. Right, this little chick, if I ungroup it, has its basic shell, which would stick on top, his yellow outline, and the base, which could be any colour I want. And of course, once they're put together, they're going to look great. Another one I made, which wasn't necessarily aimed at Easter or any particular time, but more at a bookworm. And this is the image I used, and I really loved the way this turned out. I did this out of card, so the basic cut is absolutely fine, and we're going to leave him exactly as he is. It doesn't use, on the original, that layer is hidden, but I want to use all those layers, and we're going to do him in 3D. I like him very much. And the third I'm going to do is an owl, as in our clever owl. And I used this one. Let's bring our owl over. He just has one level. And what I did was duplicate him, change his colour to I used a kind of beige colour. We'll do that. Increased this ever so slightly so we get an edge around him. Perfect. So he'll just be in 2D, and I wanted a solid background to him. So I'll duplicate again, bring that over here, and go into contour and I'm going to take out his beak and his eyes. So now I have a solid outline, which I will keep, and that I will change the colour around and bring you to the front. And you, bring you to the front. And you, what I want to do, of course, is contour just those. So we have that, and that will be my finished owl. So I now have my 3 bookmark characters. This will be cut from card, this will be cut from cardstock, this I'm going to try and cut from felt. This first I'm going to make from felt, but if you just select the felt option that comes up, you miss the fact that there are lots of different kinds. Now, the one I'm going to be using is acrylic, which then asks me for the rotary blade, so I know I've got the right one. I'm going to go for more and allow it to cut out my chick.
I've used the cutting machine on Cricut Design Space to just do a square, 6 inches square, and it's going to be folded to take our Easter chick for our child's bookmark. So really this is just a little bit of paper folding. I've used just a lightweight paper for this. I've tried different weights and came back to just basic A4 paper, because anything heavier like cardstock, even light cardstock, it was just too bulky once it was folded. So we're back to this. Okay, so I'll do this facing you, fold this edge up to give a line and fold it back on itself. Then fold this corner in and match it up, and the other corner, match it up, fold them back just to create a fold line again, and that's simply a piece of paper we folded in to turn those up inside, and you don't want any folded edge at the top, it would be too bulky. And that is your page marker. So our little chick, or whichever else character you've used, I did one with a worm, which I'll show a picture of towards the end, he gets attached to there. Now, I've made him out of felt, as you know. I've shown you how to do that, and used a glue gun to stick him on. I'm going to use the glue gun again. So we had our felt chick, who's going to be put together with a glue gun. Our worm. I've used whatever scraps of card I had. So any child who is really into nature is very likely going to question the colour scheme. I can live with that. And here is the owl that we took from the 1 layer and made into 3 layers, and we've got the eyes. And again, we're going to put him together, the owl, together in 3D. While my Remember I mentioned he lost his little legs? They were orange. They didn't survive the cut. So you've got your chick, alternative. Here's my worm in position, and he's on there with the sticky pads, and our owl is actually glued on there. So those are the alternatives you've got for making your bookmarks.